Hi there, I'm George.
And I'm Dulce.
Welcome to episode number 4. Today I want to talk about architecturals a little bit more, picking up on our last episode. One of the things that you need to be aware of is that when you are reviewing architecturals with your architect/engineer, that you want to make sure that it includes all of the different things that you want to incorporate in the house. We assumed that the architect was going to put in obvious things, for example, such as outlets on the kitchen counter. But that is not what happened, and Dulce can expand on this a little bit more.
So I'm going to talk about two issues that are very vivid to me during this process. So we happened to be in Portugal at the right time, and we come to look at the construction, and one of the items that I wanted, and I had mentioned it to the architect, was a door in the kitchen that would open up into the courtyard, and it would make the kitchen a lot bigger, seem a lot bigger. And we get there, and in the place of where the door should have been, there was a window. So one of the number one things that I wanted was already not in the construction. But thankfully we were there at the right time, and we were able to make the necessary adjustments. And I did end up with the door that I wanted. In addition to that, there was the outlet issue. So one day George was at the construction site, and he calls me and he asks me, what wall are we going to put the headboard for the bed on? And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, yeah, because the electricians are here and they want to know where to put the outlet. And I said, well, there should be one outlet in each wall. And that's one of the items that we had no idea that was not in the architecturals. The architecturals only included the basic one outlet per room, basically. And I will let George fill in the rest.
Yes, so basically when the architect is working on specialties or especialidades, you want to make sure that you are very involved during that process. You want to make sure that it includes the number of outlets that you want, the lighting systems that you want, all of the nitty-gritty stuff, and make sure that the architect is incorporating all of these what they would consider additional items, and not just the very basics. Now what happened, well, we got our license, and the architect suggested that submit out for 3 bids. Now, one very important thing was that we don't live in Portugal, so I needed a project manager, boots on the ground, and I spoke about this concern with our architect/engineer, and he said that he can provide this service for us, of course, for a contracted monthly fee for the term of the building license, which I think was close to 18 to 24 months. I'm not quite sure. So, we took him up on his offer. We had been working with this particular person for a very long time.
On other projects.
On other projects, yes. And we thought that he was a good fit. We had a good vibe going on. So we went ahead and went along with that. Now, when we started to receive back bids, again, we got 3 bids from contractors. When we started to receive back bids, these bids are very complicated, very detailed, very complicated. We had a low bid, a middle of the road bid, and then a high bid. So we were really dependent on our architect/engineer to be reviewing these bids from the contractors to make sure they reflected everything that we wanted. But that didn't quite turn out to be the case, right, Dulce?
As we learned during the construction, from the items that I already spoke about, and other items that we came to along as it progressed, as the construction progressed.
Right. So, the other thing we didn't discuss, for example, when we signed the project management contract, with our architect/engineer, was what did it actually include? Like how many visits, how accessible was he going to be? When he went on site, what kind of what kind of things was he looking for? In other words, all the nitty-gritty details, and most importantly, being that we did not live in Portugal and we're not on site, we wanted to get
we expected him to be our eyes on the project, and it turned out that wasn't the case. He would visit the site, take a few pictures from his car, not even get out and walk around, and that was how the whole project went. So it was good for us that we were able to be there as much as we were, thankfully, because otherwise the end product would not be the same, or would not be what we would have liked. And thankfully we were able to make the necessary adjustments as we were going along, and end up with what we wanted.
Now, I want to talk about the necessary adjustments. Those are called alterations, and in most cases, it required approval from City Hall at Câmara dos Caldas, which is, the City Hall that has jurisdiction over Foz do Areia. And the alterations were very, very expensive, and a time delay. All of this could have been avoided if we had known ahead of time that the standards that we were expecting in terms of the specialties, the outlets and the water spigots, all kinds of things, that the standards that we were expecting, that they were already part of the mix. And it was because we were on site that we started to see the flaws and to realize that the product was not being made to the specifications that we thought it would be. So that then required us to backfill, which then drastically increased our expenses, and caused us to be over budget. And of course, we also had the unfortunate luck of having this project going on during COVID, which led to additional costs, material increases,
and more delays.
The other thing I want to talk about the delays is that we thought, because everything had been spec'd out, like how many windows, how many doors, things like that, that the builder had gone out and had purchased these items. That was not the case. What we also find out is that in most cases, the items, the components, for the house, they're custom made. They're made to order. So the builder, there was no proactiveness from the builder, and this seems to be the norm. In other words, they're not, if you need 20 windows, they're not going to go out and buy the 20 windows and warehouse them for you until the project is ready for the window installation. They're going to wait until the project is ready for the window installation and then go out and buy the 20 windows. So this, because there was no proactive thinking, it caused us, delays because the materials weren't available, mainly because of COVID, and also then we had to pay the going rate at the time. So all of these were lessons learned that if we had known, or if we were to do this again, we certainly would have had a different approach at the beginning that we believe would have saved us lots of headaches, time, and money down the road. Anything else you want to add to
But
this?
thankfully, we ended up with a great looking project or great looking house, as you can tell from the videos and pictures. So all in all, I'm very happy.
So yes, we're very happy with the finished product. But, we took away so many lessons that when and if we do this again, they will serve us well in making the whole process much more efficient. So this is sort of like we wanted to really focus on this particular topic today because this was one of the biggest flaws in the whole process that could have been avoided if we had known better or have had better guidance when we started the process. So thank you very much for
see you next time.
Yes, for tuning in. See you next time, and please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we post new content. Thank you.